I think I'm all set. I think I am. Okay. Stream. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope, and good morning if it's morning time for you all. Um, it's a beautiful day out today. A little chilly, but not too bad. Yeah. But anyway, I finally, what I did was I finally redid my fish, and basically, I did not. Hold on, No, I did not. Okay, just to kind of give you. My goodness, it certainly is trouble. What else could I be? Um, but I just wanted to show you my fish farm. And by the way, when you look to see where I am on the far right screen, um, I have it here. That I didn't open any of this, and I don't really plan on opening any of this right at the moment, or not like close to the near future, because I don't really know what I want to put here yet. But I did know that, you know what, I want to put my fish here, and I did. But um, I just wanted to kind of give you a heads up on the fish deal, because I know some people did ask me about that, and I did set it up like 1, 2. So I didn't do your standard 3. I did 2, and it's a lot easier, and plus there's 130 of each type of fish in here. Okay, so that is why. But um, oh, okay. I'd have to look to see if your farm is open or not. Is it open, your farm? Um, but I do have it here, where I set up all the fish. Now I want to let you know what I did do, you know, that I was going to keep it that way. Let me go up to here for a moment. Um, we do have a lot of new fish, but I excluded the new fish. Oh, okay. I excluded my new fish. You should set her up a farm together farm. So that way she doesn't have to play on yours, and, you know, she won't be deleting your farm. She can delete her own farm, because you did a lot of hard work on that, and. Um, but, anyways, I want to show you that I put your basic, with the exception of that one, and I'll tell you why. Because, like, I'm going to call these, and I've been saying these are like your tier 1 low level type fish, okay? And originally, we only got 9 of these, you know. Um, but what I ended up doing was kind of doubling up some of these fish, because when you go down to your second tier type fish, which are these, um, you get 15 of those. And then when you get down to this type of fish, you only get, I think that was 11. I think, yeah, you get 11 of those. So it was really difficult for me to um, kind of find an even balance with my fish, but I managed, because basically what I did was I went to here, and I doubled up on the regular fish, not these ones, because if you don't have, let's say, for example, the cyberback, you're not going to get these. But if you do, you do. Um, but there's quite a few of the low level fish. And then with the newer ones, which were these, okay, these are the newer ones that we got, um, right down to here. And there's quite a few of them. Like, let's say you didn't get the cyberpack, so you're talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, which is, you know what? It's not bad. But those are the new fish. But I ended up putting all the new fish, the newer ones, on another farm, because I want to keep this farm here with these fish simple. Um, because a lot of them I did prestige only because when you were working with 9 fish, you're not going to get a whole lot. So basically, what I did was, and I didn't do it this time, I ended up just kind of like doubling up the fish so at least I could get them leveled up pretty fast and then go in and prestige them. And that's what I did. So, and again, I'm still using my 2 workers. Even if they were 18 by 18, I'm still using 2 workers. But this time, what I did was a little different. Um, I, oh, oh gosh. I have them at 24 by 7. Okay. And all these guys do is they harvest, well, this one here in particular, but, all they basically do is harvest the fish. And, I put my little gnomes in there sunbathing, and because that's where they live. And then I've got my lighthouses up, and it looks pretty cool at nighttime. And then I, I got my free roaming ducks, so they kind of go wherever they feel like going, and which is cool. And and I don't have to like worry about feeding these guys because there's not there's not too many, so I'm good at that. Um, but what I did do on my second farm, and I'll show you, I removed all the flowers because I figured, something, I'm gonna put them in a different spot. Now here is one of my other houses. I'm gonna call this my vacation house. Um, what is in there that's doing something? I don't know what it's doing. I haven't really decorated here much, and I will get to it eventually. Um, but right now I'm just gonna leave it alone, and just when I decide to do it, decorate it or whatever, I will do that. Um, but I did the outside. Doesn't look too bad. That's where I'll be hanging out at the Dewdrop Inn under my coconut trees or whatever you call them. Listen, duck, you can't fly up in the tree. Don't do it. And don't you dare go on the furniture. No, you're not allowed to do that. They're thinking about it, right? So, anyways, but see, there's that. And now I have this open wide space, which I'm not really sure what I'm going to put here. But over here, this spot is open. Okay. And the other end of where my fish are, I'll show you. Because, like I said, that whole wall that I'm facing on the east side, none of that's open. So I'm happy with that. So I'm going to end up most likely putting another house down here when I get to the end. Yeah, I'll probably end up putting another house down here. You know, but I have a feeling that this is a wider space in the other end, and you know what? Quite frankly, I don't care. Um, but I have this open, so I might end up putting the bigger house. I might put the castle up in here because it's bigger, and you know, like I said, I haven't decided what I want to do with that back end, so I'm just gonna leave it go. And again, over here, I have this area all closed off. So again, I'm not really sure what I want to do. Um, so like this whole area, back here is all closed off. I haven't touched it. Um, and I have no plans for it right now at this very moment. Oh goodness, are you serious? That bunny rabbit's been in there for how long? Since Easter? Oh my gosh, anniversary cake. Oh my lord. Yeah, these are some of the residual leftovers from whenever. Okay, so we got these done. Hopefully. Is there something in here too? Good no. A penguin. See, this is stuff that people just kind of, when they go in the house, they randomly just do things. You know, I'm pretty easygoing, but Okay, so um, the eagle too. Oh yeah, I did. I remember this. I don't like that flooring. I think that that piano is playing a tune from when we had some event going on. Yeah. And oh, I need to check this mine because I haven't. I don't. Not sure if, oh, it is open. Oh, good heavens. Okay, so what I started doing was here. It's not a whole heck of a lot of gold in there either. Because I got my first two farms with gold and silver. And so I didn't realize I had this opened. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, so I'll get out of this because I'm not going to go in the mine and start mining. I don't want to do that. Um, I did, though, on the other hand, and I should move it somewhere. Maybe. Hmm. Okay, I'm going to. Okay, I'm going. At least I'm going in the right direction. I hate that when you don't know if you're going in the right direction or not. You know what I mean? It's like when you're on your farm, am I going the right way? You know. So what I've kind of thought about doing was, which I'm definitely going to do. Oh, this poor thing. It's out in the middle of nowhere. And I have a feeling the reason behind that was because, yeah, I think I did that because, yeah, because this is opened. Yep, this is opened. Okay. So, and I should have stopped and got this too at the same time when I was doing that. So, one of the things basically I thought I would do is because I did mention this yesterday. Um, and I'm just going to put the guest book here temporarily until I decide. This end is closed. So, what I was thinking about doing is because, I had mentioned this yesterday, um, was, you know what? I only have two workers here. And if you have all your workers assigned, if you have them all opened, you can have up to 25 of them, on your farm. Okay? And I kind of thought to myself, something, I should just put the pineapple trees here because it makes sense. Um, I didn't want to overload the, with the other farms with all these bigger areas because they do their jobs on farm one and farm two. With this one's farm three, I mean, this is pretty much to me an easygoing place with the fish. I'm going to end up putting my trees, the pineapple ones, the pineapple type ones, down at the end and leave the fish over there because I don't need to add any more fish to that than what's there right now, which to me it makes sense. Um, but now I'm gonna go down here to my pineapples, well, my pineapple area, and again, I want you to up in this top area. None of this is open. Okay, none of that's open. None of this is open behind the fish. Okay, so I should have started a road, but that's okay. I'm going to get down to this corner section and put a travel point down here. That's what I want to do because, oh, wait a minute. I will put one, but I have to put down my trees first, like one section, just to kind of get an idea of where I'm at, like just to kind of see where I'm at with my workers when I start the pineapples. Because once I know where the pineapples are, I hope this end is open. It's probably not. Not that it doesn't matter though. I don't think it is. Doesn't look it. I don't remember if I opened this or not. No, I did not. Maybe. Wait a minute. I'm looking. It's so dark now. Yeah, it's closed. It's open. Okay. So I have from here to this corner, you know, opened. And I kind of, like I said, I kind of figured, you know something, I'm just going to do my trees here. But now that I know that, that I can do them this way, let me go grab me a worker. Let me see. Because like I said, all this section here is going to be, it's just going to be pineapple. Should I decide later on that I want to do, something other than pineapple trees, I'll do that. But there won't be any more pineapple trees on the other one. But hold on a minute. Been busy. No, that's not the phone ringing. It's just the message. Somebody sent me a message, so I usually. Okay. Uh, Sure, if you're hungry. I only want one. Someone's gonna make some burgers, but I only have one. Ugh. Okay, so now, in the direction that I want to go, because this is 24 by 24. Okay, so, and yeah, well, I have this closed off, don't I? This is closed off, and this is closed off. So, okay, I'm gonna try it. I think this would be probably the best avenue to go, but I'm gonna go down here and get my pineapples started anyways. Doesn't matter. And let me see. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is the other thing that I've kind of been doing myself is that when it comes to these things here, like you have 4 banana trees. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to lay out these banana trees, and oh, I should have put the other one on the end, but I'm going to lay these banana trees out. But the reason why I do it this way, I'll show you. And of course, yeah, yay me. And basically, what I'm going to end up having is 286 of each tree. Okay, that's. I mean, I don't have to go crazy, deciding what I want to have or not. But I'm going to just go that route. Okay, so I think that what I'm going to just put that person right there for a moment. Okay. Okay, good. I can put this person here. Oh, NPC. Whatever you want to call them. I don't care. But this is the pattern that I want to kind of go. And I always set it up to the corner unless you have to do center, but this one here in this case I do corner as. But see, here we go. So now I've got these, and so these are separated. Okay. So now I'm going to continue on with just my banana trees. Just so you see that. Man. Okay. And it was only 71. These hold 575 in this when you do a whole solid square of one particular tree. So just to kind of give you a heads up. But basically what I do is I'm going to put this in here because I didn't start out with 6. Okay, so basically what I do is because I know, let's say for example, there's four types of these type of trees. So basically what I do is I go this route here, and I do like 2 rows, okay, where the workers will just do their thing, and that's that. So that's how I keep them. Now see, watch, I'll show you. I now have 286 banana trees. Okay? And then when I go over here to this next row, I basically do the same thing. I just pick up these banana trees. You see what I'm saying? Because there's 4 types of that tree. I don't have to mix and match them up. And then again, there's these other trees. We have four types of those. You know, they're like the same, but I put them up here. But I really want to try to keep it a little organized, you know, instead of just all over the place. And it does make sense, especially if it's, you know, if you're not, if you are harvesting them, I try to keep them together. If you have workers on them, then, you know, like in this case here, I mean, I've got four different types of banana trees. They can have at it, doesn't matter what season it is. The only time I get a little fussy about the type of trees that I put down is it's, you know, like if it's like some of the spice trees, your apple trees, I get a little, I get a lot picky about that. Now, if you notice, they're filling up pretty good. So now that I did this one here, I have now 288. And the reason why I have 288, there's no worker, you know, there's no worker in these rows, so I'm good. And again, I don't look at when, you know, what season they do their thing. I just let them do their thing, and you know they're good to go. Is that the end? Yep. And I kind of keep an eye on it, how far down they go, because you know I don't. I hate it when it goes over, you know, over that line, because I don't know if you can see it, but there's a line right there, and I just, you know, I think, oh, they better not go over there. Because one of the things that your tractor will do, and it has a tendency to do, is even though it's supposed to be 9, it sort of doesn't stick with its rule of thumb. And, you know, I don't make a big thing about it. I'm sure that the devs know that it does that. So, there's that. See, now, I've got this last set of bananas trees to do, which would be, see, these ones here. And again, they're different seasons, and I don't really care. It's going to keep the workers busy. But, you know, like like my biggest thing was like, is there enough pineapples? Of course not. But I kind of felt like I was really wasting space when I was doing that because there's so many pineapple trees, and I will be coming back and forth to this area for one reason, and that is to do my flowers. So I think, you know what? While I'm doing my flowers, they can do my trees. That works out, right? And okay, see, so now it's all done. And no matter what, you know how this is set up down below. This is 500, and you know each square block. This is 575 for each worker. Sorry, um, but you know what? It works out for me. And I'm gonna go back down to the end, and see, that's what I'm saying. I only have two workers here, and I'm like, you know what? I think I'm just gonna put my pineapples here because there's just so many of them, and I didn't want to go crazy with them, but you know, and just put them here, there, and everywhere on another farm and make, you know, make less space. Not that I need it, but um, let me get another worker, and this is how I do it too. I keep trying to um, okay, really funny how they look, you know, where they stand. Okay, so this person is gonna be, again, the new stuff, guys, is 24 by 24, and I do corner. If you do center, you're just going to have to figure it out because I do it this way because it's a lot easier to do corner to corner as opposed to center unless you're doing a... Eh, okay. Now she turns around and looks the other way. Okay. So over here, I go to the end. Okay. And there, I add another worker. Oh, no. Yeah. Oh, gosh. Did I go offline? Get off of there. Pink. Mm. Okay. I'll go up here. And basically what I do is I just, I put it 24 by 24. And then I do this corner. Like I said, it's a lot, oops, it's a lot easier. It's a lot easier that way. So now here we go. Okay. I'm going to put the bigger pineapple trees, which is the, my coconuts. I really like the coconut trees, for decorating. I don't really care for the pine trees. So you'll very rarely see me put pine trees down. The only time you're going to probably see me put them down is if I have to do them for, if I have them for a quest or something like that. But I don't really care for the pine trees. There's enough of them over there in the field that's closed off that I need more. I don't think so. Okay, so now we're putting down these pineapple trees. And we'll find, oh, the next set. I should have, well, it's too late. It's okay. At least you'll be able to see that, obviously these are going to be all pineapple and not, mixed up. Okay, so we did bananas, we did the coconut. See, I don't want to put these down right now because these are four of basically the same, right? So I have the avocado coming, and so we'll put the avocado down because that's, obviously too, it's a quested tree. Those are quested too, huh? Oh, I'll be doggone. Okay. Now, if I had not put down the coconut trees, I most likely would have put a filler, and I'll show you what that means. Because I know that I will be putting a filler down eventually. Oh, shh. See what I'm saying? That was my fault, though. My bad. Okay. But like I said, I want to make sure I have all these banana trees or pineapple trees. Even though we know they're bananas, you guys know what I'm saying. And yeah, if they're quested, I will come here and if any of the pineapple trees are for a quest, I'll come over here and get them done. Okay, so now we did that one. Oh, okay. This'll work. Pinkerton and this one. Okay, so we'll put the avocado. I know I'm going to have those two other trees remaining, so I'm not going to worry about that because I'll show you how I do that with fillers. I might be using a different expression, and fillers is just something I say when, you need to have that extra something to cover whatever you're doing, with fish or with trees. Very rarely with crops because, we switch the crops up unless I don't know. But yes, when I set up my crops, sometimes I do put other ones alongside of it simply because, like, let's say take your corn, for example. I put the corn down, but now if it wants the rye or something to that effect, I usually put, the rye in there and, in that menu to do that. Okay, so now we have, okay, so we have that one. We did not do Pinkerton. So let's put the Pinkerton down. And see, again, this does not take very long to do, guys. It does not. So it should take you maybe 10 or 15 minutes at the most to do this. So it won't take very long. And by the way, you're only doing 286 of each, like for, in this case, it's each tree. And I know I have to go over here and manually put them in, of course. So, and you know something? I mean, I originally was doing like probably up to, well, at the time, yeah, up to 400. But the only ones I did up to 400 was my apples, pears, and lemons. That's what I did in the very beginning stages of, setting up my farm. And even at the time, too, when we all were doing that, setting up our farms in the early stages, we did not have the luxury of having the prestige. So there's that. So basically, I used to put up like 400, apple trees. Literally, they were the four seasons, and it's cheap. So if you have 400 apple trees down, you're good. Whether you have workers on them or not, by the way, because when you're first starting out, I mean, I would start with me, start with 100, then maybe work your way up. Don't go spending your money all crazy on, all the trees and things like that. So now we're down to, let's just double check to make sure. And see, this is another one, but I don't need to put these down because they're already down. So now we're down to, we did the bananas, but if you notice, well, these are going to be 302 because I have trees somewhere else. But see, now we have all of these in, with the exception of these, and then we'll get to these last. Okay? And I'm going to need a worker here. So let's get that worker in. And 24 by 24. Oh, right. Let's double check. Okay. Now, oh, you notice we're getting close to the end? Yeah. And if you notice, look at that. Look at all those pineapple trees. A lot of pineapple trees. Just, lots. What do I want? Okay. Okay, go up 24 by 24. And if I have space over there, I don't, it's not a big deal. Corner. Okay, so now she's good. So now I go back here. And I start with the four basic trees the trees that I said to you, like these ones. Okay, so I'm going to put these down. And it's not going to matter where, how, like which one I put down, because the work is going to take care of them. Oh, good Lord. Mm-mm-mm. Now that's going to be kind of, well, actually, no, I can, oh, no, I can't do that. Well, we'll see. Because, like I said, I only have two more trees to place. So, and I'm pretty sure, no, I'm pretty sure that that place is closed, but I'll double check it. If it's closed, I'd open that up just for the tree space, and then if I could put some little something there, I'll do that instead. But I want to try to keep this as minimal as possible, just because I obviously I have my other farms that I want to add more stuff to or do whatever I need to do. So I'm not, because I don't want to get stuck with all this wide open space. and then say, oh, geez, now I got to add. No, I'm not going to do that because, I think that's where people get overwhelmed is that they see that, okay, now that you opened your farm up, it's like, um, you can get a little overwhelmed. So that's why, I take my time with my farm because I kind of try to plan of what I want there. And then I go in ahead and I plant what needs to be planted there. You know, that, it's kind of like, you know, this is a game where you play, you relax, you have a good time with it. You play with your friends and things like that. You know what I mean? And you should not have to get stressed out and overwhelmed. It should be something that you play and you enjoy it and you get creative. You know what I mean? That's kind of where it's at. Even if you're a beginner on the game, same thing. Look at all those pineapples. I mean, seriously, that is out of control with all those pineapples, isn't it? It's a lot of pineapples, and I still got two more trees to go. Oh, fantastic, beautiful. That will work for me. Okay, okay, so I can open that up, clean it up as usual. And again, I mean, and the thing is, this is, like I said, 286. I only do the 200. I mean, you could probably stay with doing 199 if you wanted to do two or, 200 or whatever, not the extras. You could do that. Okay. So we're going to do our last little mango. And already the workers are doing their little job, which is great. And again, I don't have to worry about them. And if people came here, they're going to see flowers, they're going to see my fish. If they do the flowers, great. If they don't, I'm not going to cry about it. Oh, they might leave, and I've had that happen. I'm sure you've had that happen too. People come to your farm and they go, "Oh, it doesn't have this. Oh, it does." It just doesn't. Um, and I don't worry about it because um, you got to kind of think back is who set up your farm? You did. And, you know, you're hoping people will come join you. And they will, like I said, even if you have a mini lettuce area, um, they will come. But if you put the word favor, don't change the name of your entire farm name. Don't do that because if people see the word favor or people see the word event, okay, a thumbs up at the end of the name of your farm. People will go, oh, they got event items. Oh, they got where I can go get favor. Um, and there's that. Um, so don't feel bad if like somebody comes there and they leave. It's not you. It's what they're looking for. Sometimes they're looking for flowers so they can get their XP. Okay, see, so I know that if I put a worker here, which I'm going to do, because like I said, I have, I mean, look at that. I mean, that in itself is a lot of pineapples. So that is why I decided, I'm just going to put it on my other farm and do that. I'm not going to go crazy with trying to make space. I mean, we have plenty of space, but I'm not going to go crazy, trying to figure it out. Okay. See, so I'm not going to worry about that side because, again, this is why I picked the corner. Oops. Corner. Thank you. Okay. See, so I now know that this final worker, by the way, he's going to be there. So now I'm going to open it up. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, baby. So now, see, this final worker is just going to use those two last pineapples, and this whole row will be done. And, I don't have to open this up at all. So let me go into town for a minute. Oops, let's pay my workers. You never know. This morning I forgot all about my workers in a sense that, I was like looking up. I'm like, oh, they're red. Oh, they need to get paid. Oh, yeah, I got to take care of that. So I did. I'm going to go here. I just want you to flatten the land. Make sure you pay attention. Now, you've got to press A, long press, and then it says, are you sure? Long press until it's gone. Boom. Okay. Now, and that's basically what I do, is, I just to get rid of that. Oh, and I don't have a travel thingy down there, and I should have done that. It's okay. I'm good. See, that's when I say to myself, oh man, I gotta take that long run back down to wherever my trees are. Am I going the right way? Yeah. So bear with me. Oh, and it's springtime. That means the Roman chamomile is ready. White mushrooms. Do I have any in? I shouldn't. I will put a road. You know what? I think. Yeah, I'll put a road here. Oh, and I will put I'm going to put a travel thingy here. I think that's going to probably say 1, right? Yeah, it'll probably say 1. And do I really need a gas pump here? No. No, I don't need a gas pump. Well, I might, but... Oh, I gotta... Oh, wait a minute. I'm gonna... Well, I could... I think... Yeah, I'm gonna put the travel one over here because I don't... Oh, actually, I'm gonna leave that there because... Yeah, oh, I hate when I do that. Oh, thank you. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna put a road here. And, you could put whatever road you want. I'm just gonna put the one that's the cyber road. Because what I plan on doing is, at number 1 is where my flowers are gonna be. Hold on a second. Oh. Okay, that's all I want. Okay, so now I'm back here putting this cyber road down. It's kind of neat because when it's nighttime, this one they glow too. They glow at night, but they're pretty neat. I like it. It's really weird how she kind of like, if you ever notice your character is kind of like hanging to one side and not dead center. Well, I was going to do a train track there, but I thought, no, I don't want a train track. But at number 1 is where I'm going to start my flowers, and the reason being is because it to me it just makes sense to put the flowers there, because that's where I was wanting to start them. But at least I know now what's going on with my pineapple trees. They're all in one spot. I'm not going to worry about them. And oh, wait a second. I want to double check on this because Oh, perfect. Okay. That works. Let's finish it off by going here. But now, I just got to get rid of this little stuff here. Okay, so I'll get rid of all of this. The thing is, if you forget, it's because it's that little curvy area. So sometimes, you go back and you go, "What? I thought yeah." And I'm not going to touch that. I'm not going to open that area right now, and I really don't plan on it. And again, I'm not going to go crazy putting like more than 200 flowers down. I'm not going to do that. Sorry, guys, you got to go. Okay. I'm going to do these. I love it when you can just walk up to it. You hit X a couple of times or whatever it is that you have to hit to remove your roads or whatever you need to do. But this is how I clear it out. It'll always be that little curve. So I go back over here. And I think... Okay, so basically it's all cleared out. I don't have to worry about it. So now I can go back up to this final worker. Because like I said, this area is just going to be pineapple, so I am not going to worry about other trees being, missing. Okay, so now I'm going to go over here. I know that I did all of these, but if you want to double check, just make sure you did all of these. Okay? And, which I know I did. I did those, and I did those. So the only two remaining is going to be the dragon fruit. I kind of like those when they came out with the dragon fruit. That was a pretty cool. Oh, okay. So wait a minute. I'm gonna screw this up, aren't I? Yep, I'm gonna. But you know what? It's not gonna be 286, but that's okay. That will work for me still, because, I'm just not. I'm not gonna go crazy for that. Because I know that obviously if I put a worker here, it's going to be short, and it's not really going to matter. I've already used, I've got 9/25, and I'm not going to have workers on my flowers, but you know what, just for the heck of it, I'm going to just give her, this area. Okay. So now it's a matter of, let me just see something. I know, okay, so it's going to be a matter of most likely 24. Okay, so we got that down. What? That's... Oh, I get it. Corner. Ah. Okay, so we know that that's going to extend okay that way, but we know the width, I think is... No, the width is fine. We want to bring the depth back. I mean, obviously, there's no point in it overlapping. There isn't any. So, you see, that works for me. And, I know that there's going to be less than, because obviously, the way that I had that done. So there's going to be less trees, but you know what? It's not going to matter. It's not going to matter. Okay, so we'll put these down. I don't know how close to 200 we'll get for these, but we should get something. It's like I said, it's just going to be 4 sets of trees. I mean, I could go 3, but I don't want to do that. It's probably not going to be 200 though. That's mainly what I see it being. So, there's that. Okay, just for the heck of it, how many yellow? Ew. You know, that's not bad. 214. That's really not bad. So, that's good. That will work for me. 214? Yeah. I mean, if you look at the map, do you think I have enough pineapple? Okay, so now we have these. Okay. Now see, when I say fillers, this is exactly what I'm going to do. And to me, it's not going to matter what I put down. So this is 2 and 2. Okay, this is 2 and 2. Yep. Okay, good. Okay, so now that we finished off putting all of these down, we've got spring, winter, and fall, winter, right? So I'm going to put the money trees down. So that way it does. It evens itself out. You know, and plus I'll get the little confettis or whatever those things are called. I'll get that. Uh, okay, I'll be right out. I'm getting an in-between lunch thingy. I'll be in there shortly to get it. Thank you. There, those were quickly cooked. Okay, so now the last one I'm going to do for over here, for trees, that is, I'm just doing my fruit bat trees and the money trees over here. Those are my 2 fillers, okay, which works for me. You know, I mean, they are event trees when the event is up. But, you know, at least I'll be getting a little something extra from them. You know, I'll be getting extra. I think those are the confetti ones. But at least I'll be getting those extra. And you know what? I'm happy with that. Yeah. Plus, I got a little road down here. I'm gonna, you know. The one thing that I do not want to do, guys, is. Okay. I'm just gonna finish off this road over here. Right down to the end of the trees. And I might put, you know, I think well, you see, I don't care if somebody wants to come and harvest my trees with the workers. It's not a big deal. Because sometimes I do it too. Okay, so I'm not touching any of those right now. I'm not going to open that wall. And I'm going to do my flowers, and the end of it's going to be here. So I'm going to put this here. Just so, you know, for example, the boundaries are set. And I know that where this road is now, see the top section? The top section isn't touched. See the side to the right where the fish are? That section isn't touched. So I'm good with that, you know? Of course, though, I've got I've got all these houses all bunched together up there like that, so obviously I might change them. The only machines that will be on this farm are the canneries, which is fine with me. That works for me. So I have all of that. Fish 1. And where number 1 is, I'm going to start my flowers right there, you know. So it just depends. And again, I'm not gonna go wahoo crazy in putting 300 or 400 flowers down. No, I'm not gonna do that. Oh, good. I can. Oh, that's nice. See, and so I still have the background of what's going on over there. Um, and I'm gonna just put it to the end of my houses because I don't know. Okay, so we'll stop there. And see, and so while I'm here, for example, I'm gonna put my flowers up, but at least I'm comfortable with having all those pineapple trees in one place, not all over the place on, because that's a lot of pineapples. So I kind of look at it from this way. If I'm here and when I'm doing my flowers, oh, the pineapples will fill up. You see them low now, but if I'm here doing my flowers, they're gonna fill up. That's what happens a lot of times too. Is that like depending on which farm you're on, and especially if you got workers, like see how my fish are full. Hopefully they will kind of calm down because I have two fish areas where the worker is doing the fish. So there's that. And I'm happy. I'm still with, how do I get 386 gold? And I just got some. Now I'm going to have to keep an eye on it because of the simple fact that if I have 386 gold from yesterday and I got some today, but it's not counting, I have a problem with that. I definitely have a problem with that because I haven't used the gold. So why would it do that? I'm going to make sure that that's what I'm getting. Unless are they taking the silver and putting it in with the other? They technically shouldn't because both the silver and the gold have the same icons. So I don't know why it would do that. I don't know why, honestly. Look, oh, my cake's ready almost. Play the piano. Dun, 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 dun. Thank you. Okay, so I think hopefully no. Oh, I gotta wait for that. Guys, do you see that Christmas tree in the background? That doesn't make sense unless that's the other house. No, it is not. Did someone come in here make this a freezy breezy room? Because maybe I did. I don't know. A freezy breezy room. Nothing in there. Nothing. Nada. Okay, you know what? I'm going to look for a gold mine. Hold on a second. I'm kind of curious now. Okay, this is silver, right? And, oops. I have 386, so let's see what happens. Okay, okay. But it's awfully funny when I was on the other farms and I got gold. I don't know. I have to keep my eye on that. I definitely do, because I'm not gonna... Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything until I know it's an absolute. Okay, let's head down to 1. And guys, I just want to pick up my hamburger and I'll be right back. So don't touch that dial. My burger's not ready. I thought my burger was ready. It's not ready. Go figure, right? Okay. Alrighty then. Um, I'm gonna go over here to the flowers, and hopefully they'll be in the order that I want them to be in, because I don't want these all screwed up and then I miss. And I've done that. You know, it's like when you really put flowers down, you kind of miss when you go, how did I miss that? It's because the flowers down there in East Overshoe. Let me see. Okay, I'm going to start with my daisies, or yeah, my daisies type flower. But what I want to do is, I want to put down, I think I want to try to go. I'm trying to remember how many I had the last time. I think it was 200. But we'll see. We'll see how far I get. I think it'll end up to be 197. Oh crap. Oh crap. Wait. No, 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 no. So you know what this means? I have to pick them up. Pick them up. Thank you. I almost screwed that up. I would have been going, why am I doing that? Because I want them along the road. And the ones behind me won't be there. Okay, so when they run out of those, I didn't count how many I had. But no, I want all my flowers down here by number 1. 42, 36. Ooh, not bad. Okay, good. So I know that down here at number 1, there's going to be a missing spot with my daisies. And let's just see how many we have now. 108. Okay, that's a good number, but it's kind of low for me, so. But at least I know there's 108, so we'll have to do another, 90 something, 92. Okay, so now we're back doing these again. And again, I'm not going to let it go further than what it is. Oops. Oh, 165, okay. 174. 183. 92. Let me see. 201. Okay. So I can do 201, which to me that's not bad. Yeah. That's not, you know. You know something? I want to test something out over here. This is what I do. I do this for testing purposes only. I just want to see. Well, actually, yeah, I'm gonna do it this way. Basically, when I test them out, I want to try to find something that. Oh, it's okay. Now, see, I'm only watering these to test something out, to find out how far up I need to go, because I think it was 197. At least it used to be. And so in other words, it's going to be 6 extra ones. But I'll know when I get to the end of the 201. Yep. Okay, you see that? Okay. So, I'm going to show you show you something, and I know I've done it before. Okay, you see how this guy is, like, this little guy right here is in the center. The only ones that he's watering is these on the outside of the 9. Okay, so which means if I put another sprinkler right here, which I'm going to do, okay, yep, okay, so now this sprinkler, like I said, covers these 3, okay, it does not cover that one, however. I don't think it does. Let me see, did I get it right? Yep, okay. So this little guy here, he's covering these 9. So basically for me, to make this even out, is I go over here, and even though there's 201, I just put those there, boom. So now we have it where this guy is covering all of these around here. Okay? I mean, I'd rather have it that way. So now I have to put 207, which I'm fine with that. So my next flower I want to put is going to be that one. Okay? So I can only add 207 of those flowers, and I'm only going to do, like, sort of on the same idea as my trees. My obviously, if I do 207 here, on the first row of those flowers, I'm going to do the same thing here. It's going to be 207. So that way I know it's going to work out right. Let me see. How many do I have? Okay. I have to do these again. I'll get pretty close, or I'll go over. Oh, yeah, I did. I went over 228, right? Okay. Wait a minute. Get off that stupid flower. I should have used my tractor because I know I could have done 9 of them. Okay, what do I got now? 219. Okay. What do I do? 210? So I gotta take what? Oh, I just gotta take 3. Okay. No! That's what happens when you hit it accidentally. Okay, so now I I know where I flowered the other ones, so I'm just double checking to make sure it works out the way it's supposed to. I have to tell you, it's starting to get cold at night. Not that cold, but it's starting to cool down. But, of course, September's going to be here sooner than we think. Okay, so now I know that this guy here is covering, for, I know that this guy is covering for this area. So let's see how he does. Yep. And so by the time that they get to the end, I'll be able, I'll know that it's down, and it's kind of, I don't have to play around with her anymore. People are probably going to say, "Look at that. She's only got 1 row watered." That's right. I only have 1 row watered. And guys, I want to tell you something. I mentioned something to you all about a fish. On the thing it says fish tank. There we go. See? Boom, 207. And nope, I don't want to do, well, let me see. It's not going to, I don't think it's going to make it. I really don't. No, I don't want to do that. And the reason why I do not want to do that is because, you see this here? I'd rather put something else there than, yeah. Yeah. 207 for me is fine. I mean, you guys have at it, with however you want to set up your flowers. But 207 is fine for me. I don't need any more than what I have. I will eventually water them, because I know that when you do water them, you get a little bit more extra stuff on it, but it does not speed up your flowers growing, you know. Doesn't do that. So there's that. Um, but I mean, I sometimes think the reason why people don't come and do my flowers is because, well, they are watered and you can sit there and you can tell, oops, I don't want it to go over. Okay. Actually, okay, 207. Okay. Yeah, I can do it that way. Because, I mean, just because it says, oh, and I've had it happen where you're gonna need 300 and something of that particular flower. You know what? I'll do whatever I have, and I know that in a couple hours, maybe 4 hours, there are some flowers, obviously, that take a lot longer time frame wise, but something, I'll just come back and do them. It's not a big deal. Oh, 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 I don't have a road there. Okay. So you know what I'm gonna do? Oh crap. Nope, I'm gonna leave it alone. I might have to come back and do this because oh, my hamburger's ready. It's ready? Okay. Okay. Guys, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get my hamburger. It's finally done. I'll be right back. I am back. Okay. So if it's off by 1, shoot. Okay. I know what I gotta do. I'm not gonna remove, well, 2, Okay. And I know that the sprinkles are off. So I'm going to go in my menu over here for a moment. Oops. Nope. Go to settings. I'm going to show you how this works. So that way, if you make a mistake, and you're just going to remember to go back and swap it. It says prioritize add-ons. Okay. And it says if enabled. And I'm going to enable it. It says when moving or recycling tiles, tile add-ons, sprinklers, basically. I don't know, lights or stuff might be the same thing, but I know that sprinklers are something that could be a major pain in the butt. So it says tile, add-on, sprinklers, etc. will be affected first instead of, the actual flower or whatever you're trying to do. And you know something? I'm deleting them, and I'm going to tell you why I'm deleting them, because you're like, oh my God, you just put those down and they cost so much. Well, the reason why I'm deleting them is because if I move them, trust you me, it will be a major mess, and I'd rather delete them than have a time. Well, I mean, I could probably manually put them down. When I say manually, literally, I mean manually. Because if you go in your tractor and you pick up all these little sprinklers, what's going to happen is it's going to put a bunch of sprinklers down where you don't want them. So I generally just delete them, and I'm good to go. Oh, I should delete the first 3 here too, right? Oh, wait, yeah. I have to delete these because I have to move them up 1. Yeah. But, because and I don't know why it does it, guys. Just don't ask me, but the sprinklers just kind of double up and go wherever they feel like going. Unless, like I said, unless you put them down manually, don't do auto tractor with them when you pick them up, because, and then you go put them back down, you're going to have a major mess. So when I, like, it to me, I would just do it manually. If you can afford to delete them, delete them. But if you can't, then, don't worry about it. Okay, so now I'm going to go back down here because I know that I only have, it should be equaled out to 207. So that means it's telling me there's 203. So what I'm going to end up doing is putting the white because see, now I'll have that road and I'm not going to worry about it. Okay. And I manually put them down. Maybe the next time I'll show you what it does, because I'll tell you something. I was like going to scream. Because the first time it happened to me, I'm like, okay. Okay, so the first 2 should say 207, 207. These ones will not. They're going to be shy of 3. Which is fine. I wasn't sure if I was going to put a road down or not, but I realized, you know what? That's where number 1 is. So, I'm going to do that. And you're hearing me eating. Oh, my goodness. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, blue. Here we go. Perfect. See, so now my white ones are all set. Yellow, blue. Now I gotta do, oh, purple. Okay. And I better put this road down before I forget about it. And you can put whatever road you want down. And I haven't decided, like, where exactly I'm going to put my travel thingies, but I'm going to put them down too. And honestly, I mean, I used to, and I'm sure a lot of you did. But for right now, I'm not going to look for the center. But the one thing I can tell you is, I think it was, when you go north to south, it's approximately 600. Maybe give or take a little more than that. But that's what that is. See how my flowers now, like it's 400 and it's over 400. When you get to the top of that, it's going to be about 600. Just to kind of let you know. And hey, I made it to the guest book. Notice I haven't run out of gas yet. And I think, eventually I will put sprinklers on them. But, I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to do it right now. I got my 4 down. 4. Edelweiss. Edelweiss comes from a meadow pack, so whether you have them or not, I don't know. But there's always somebody in the community that would be more than happy to give you some Edelweiss and put them down for you. Like, if there's a flower that you're missing, you can always ask someone in the community, or you can, come to our Discord channel. It doesn't matter. But I think. Oh no! Wait a minute. I'll check it again. It stops there. I want to make sure I'm getting this right. Yep. Okay. Let me just check. I think that's the only flower. No. Okay, see, like, these here come from the Frosty pack. And again, if you don't have them and you'd like to have them, just have somebody put them down for you. Ask someone in the community to put them down for you. They'll be more than happy to help you with that. For some reason, that was, okay, yeah, that's right, too. Sprout Spectacle, okay. I was, like, sitting there going, what is... Sprouts? Okay, that was yeah, that was an event item. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to, hopefully, my next flower, which is the African Daisy. And I think, if anything, when I start watering my flowers, I'll do the more higher-end ones. Because you get the yield a little bit better. Yep. Okay. No. Nope, nope, nope. Okay, so. Oh, and I love these flowers right here. The sunflowers. I thought those were great. What a pain in the neck, though, to get them. Well, as far as you know, it said, oh, you need these many. Now, wait a minute. Ah, okay. See, even though, see, that says candy stripe, kind of keep an eye on that if you want to keep all the same flowers together. Even though you know that this particular one is not going to drop you, the other flowers, it's still a flux. So, try to kind of keep that in mind. 'Cause I knew that there was like, wait a minute, there should be more than those. But, okay. So I'm going to go to my sunforest. See, and the pineapples are going to do just wonderful while I'm doing my flowers. And I don't mind moving things around on my other farms now because I have all that extra room. I don't mind. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, okay. Do you need some money? I guess not. Okay, so let's go back to here. Okay. Whoop. Yeah. And that, yep, 207. So now I'm going to go to my next flower, which is this one here. I felt like when we got those, it took forever to get that. I think there was like one flower that, it took a while. Now, I'll show you something. See, the earth walkers, well, the sunflowers, you do get a little more XP with them. But I know not so much with the other ones. Okay. But, yeah. I wanted to do my flowers over, not just to add more flowers, but also, I, I had the daisy type flowers over on one side, then I had these poinsettias over. I'm like, I had them all over the place. Only because, well, when we got the new flowers, I had to make room, so I'm like, oh man. Okay. I want to double check the count on that. Okay, 207. See, I'm skipping this because I have these two more flowers to put down. You know, I mean, I want to try to keep the same flowers together. Makes sense, right? Um, yeah. See, so at least when I put my flowers down, when it gets to the top, I'll have an idea of what I want to put up there. Don't forget, I gotta decorate, put the houses around, and go that route. Okay, so now I have one more. Yep, there's one more sunflower. Well, good afternoon, Ace. How you doing? It's probably still no. It's got to be afternoon or maybe morning for you somewhere. Yeah, it's definitely no. Oh shoot, I gotta. If you ever want to take a look, look at this. This isn't sad. Oh my God, 107. Oh Lord. Yeah, well, let me tell you something. We've been getting like 70s, 80s, 90s, but not a lot of it, but nothing past 90. Nothing to 100. No. Not a thing. And not to mention, I mean, we do get a lot of rain here, which um we do need a lot of rain for sure. There's no question about it. Okay, so I'm glad I looked into this because I was like, wait a minute. Okay, so I'm gonna do the purple beauty flocks. You know what? I'm gonna start with this one because where the heck is it? Okay. The okay, yeah. Is that the end? Yep, it's the end. So I'm gonna put purple candy stripe flocks. But take a look to the left of the screen. Is that a little too much of pineapples? Just, pineapple trees? I took every single pineapple tree I had on just that one farm, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to put them over here. I just wasn't going to. I was just getting crazy when I'm seeing this. What? Oh, so I got pink, right? Wow. Oh, oh, oh. Let's do this here. Mont Blanc plugs. And I really haven't seen, well, I haven't really been paying attention to how much XP you get with these flowers because they're kind of still new to me. But yeah, I put all the pineapples on this farm, and if need be, which I did see, if need be, if I need to have crested trees, if they're pineapple ones, I know right where to go. And especially if where you got flowers. Okay, so now I didn't do these. Okay, I didn't do those. Okay, so I'm gonna do these. McDaniels? Okay. Let's do those. And then I'll have the blue, and then the other one will drop it down. Yeah, it's really weird up here. Like in the wintertime, it gets very dry. It gets very dry. Go figure, right? I mean, it snows, but come like when the fall starts, yeah, it does. It does. It gets very dry here in fall, in like winter. Yeah. But maybe that's because they have a bunch of trees and they don't know what to do with them all. Okay, so now we have. I did do those. I want to do these emerald ones. Whoa! No, no, no! Don't go crazy. No, no. So I got these going down as far as Gee. And by the way, when I set up my fish farm, for this farm here, because it's basically the same, um, it was really kind of good because um, I didn't have to go crazy putting down the same fish because now they've all leveled up. But because see, the other farm has the other new fish. I made a point to put all the newer fish down there on the other farm. I think I have one set of new fish, but it's over there at the lighthouse. Okay, that's this here. And it doesn't tell me how long it's going to take. That's okay. Oh, and I put a couple of lighthouses up. I did a little decorating, a little bit, not too much. but I did put the lighthouses up. And if you guys remember, just a FYI, and like I said, I didn't really have to change anything. But you see, there's my fish over here, and I'm going to go over there anyways, but just to show you. Oops. I want to show you what the gnomes, some of them are doing. You know, I might add more. I don't know yet, but I might add more down here. But there's the gnomes lounging around. There's the boat. You know, I put all of that in. But this actually worked out really good for me. And, you know, they've got the canneries and then the lighthouse. It looks really awesome with the lighthouse up there. But, you know, I got my lazy gnomes doing their little dealio over here, just kind of lounging around. And then I put my triple wart sea devils over here. What an unusual name. And see now, like this guy here, because I don't have to add any more fish, and I thought, oh, what am I going to do? So you know what? I just decided to just let him feed the ducks and the fish, you know, take care of those. But it worked out fine. I have it's 130 fish. And it worked out. So once I figure out how I'm going to change the ground, I'll do that. Get down over there. Yeah. Okay. Well, are you using your indoor roller thing? Okay, so roses, baby, roses. Oh, yeah. Daisies, roses. Hey, where's my little light guy? Oh, there he is. Okay. I don't want to screw this up. Because I only want to put so many roses down like the other ones, but I'm like, sometimes it's really hard to see what the next flower is, so I try to do a little contrast so I know what I'm doing. Whoa. Why does that look like... Okay. Wait a second. No. Okay. Purple. Well, wait a minute. Why does that look... Did I... This is Purple Beauty Phlox, right? Let's look at my roses. Maybe I... 201, huh? That should be the end of that, right? 207? Why does that look like that? Oh, okay. That explains it. See, purple and blue. Yeah. I'm like, why is that? Okay, Damascus rose. I'm going to put the Damascus rose down here. Kind of offset the colors a little bit. Oh, God. That's the only thing, you know. It's like when you're doing your flowers, it's like, how come that color looks like that? Because I did that by accident a long time ago. I put down, and I really didn't pay attention to the count either. But basically what I ended up doing was, I'm like, because like when I was moving things around, I'm like, oh. Because then I counted how many of those particular flowers I had. I said, well, no wonder. Okay, so now we have the Damascus rose. And then we will go to a white rose, Romana. Good old faithful Romana rose has always been around. Oh, oh, yeah, there it is. Okay, there's the red rose. See, I'm always trying to pay attention to, what's what. Okay, so the next one is, so we did this. I'm going to skip that because it's a carnation. We did this one. Um, I'm going to take and do this purple one, which is the Grandiflora. Grandiflora. Good old Grandiflora flower. I want to tell you something, guys. That flower is slow as heck to level up. I mean, I did these like I put a lot of them down, and I remember when Maya, she put a lot of them down when she was doing the houses and stuff. But let me tell you something. They was like forever and a day to level them up. I was like, "Are you serious?" So there was that painful moment. Okay, so now I have those. No. I want to make sure I'm not skipping a rose. Okay. So, where is the... Okay, so Province Rose will do. And then I can go right into the Carnations, which is, next. Um, I've been watching some of the old shows, and there was a show. It's kind of weird. It's like they have it set up. It's called the name of the show is called Being Human. One guy's a vampire. The other guy is a werewolf, and then the girl Sally, she's a ghost. So I've been binging watching those shows. My bad. Oh yeah, pink will be fine. Carnation. Yeah. See, I think it was the Bizette carnations and those pink flowers over there, the roses that I got kind of confused with. So, the more I think about this that happened to Blaze's farm with somebody putting those down, they did the same thing on my farm too, and I had a free area. They did the same thing. Okay, you got your Bizette, blah, 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 Bizette. Okay, so now the next one. Ooh, Bizette. Okay, so we have Domingo Carnation, the red. See, I mean, they do look like carnations, but I know that I got one of the, like that Bizette and the other one confused with the colors. So there was that. Happy joy. Ace, I can't say you're enjoying your Sunday afternoon because if it's that hot out there, oh my God, I'd be dying. But I like the roller one. It's really a nice little, AC unit. You don't have to throw it out the window like you do with most. But I do like it. Okay, so, oh, I could just imagine it must be really, yeah. Is Mr. Bop doing the same thing? Where's he at? Shotgun's favorite place. And it's really interesting. I mean, he does come in. He does come in the bedroom when I have the AC on. He does, but I know he doesn't like it when it gets too cold. So of course I have to put a blanket on my poor little baby. Yep, yep, yeah. See, shotgun. Sometimes, a lot of times, I should say. Um, if I'm in the living room and if it's really not hot in there, and if I'm watching TV, I basically put the fan on, the ceiling fan, and it's not that bad. But when it does get bad, then yeah, I turn that roller on and close the windows, and it gets nice and cool. But I guess for Shotgun, when he gets too hot, he goes into the cabinets. That's what he does. Okay. Oh, I did have time to put that down. Okay. Yeah. Shotgun's got all his little hidey hole spaces. But and then some, but sometimes though, like I said, if I have the roller one on in the living room and like all the windows closed, he'll sit there he'll come there on the couch or he'll sprawl out on the floor. But yeah, my other cat that passed away, well, 4 or 5 years ago, he would go of all places, and I had another cat that did the same thing. He would go in the tub. He would lay in the tub. That was his favorite spot. Was in the tub. He loved being in the tub. So now I got a purple flower here. So, gosh, is there an... Okay, so there's 5 of these. I actually do like these hydrangeas, however you pronounce it. I like these flowers. They're pretty. Pretty expensive, too. And I think I may have Prestige 1, but that was it. That was my limit. I'm like, nope. It's like with certain flowers, I do the poinsettias, but when it comes to these little ones, I'm not gonna bother. Because when you go into the prestige mode, you will be spending a lot of moolah, a lot of gold, and everything else. And that's the thing, guys. You got to really pay attention to, when you start prestiging things. Take your time at it because it can be really costly. And I know a lot of you have just gone straight ahead and prestige this and prestige. I mean, just prestige everything you can. But the thing is that you still got to take your time because you just all that money that's just. Okay, so now I'm here, and there's no gas pump down there. I think just usually I kind of count so many, and then I put a. Wait a minute, let me see something. Let's go to number 1. Okay, so I usually count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, number 8. Okay, but in this case, okay, I'm gonna take a gas station, put it here, and then over here, oh, no, 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 no. You know something? Just to be fancy schmancy. Here's the other gas pump, in case you haven't seen him, or if you have. Okay. Here's the other gas pump. Oops. Okay. And it gives just as much gas as the other one, just to kind of give you a heads up. No, I don't want that. I want my travel thing. Let me just see. Oh, that looks fine. So now I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm still gonna keep planting these flowers because I want to do it like every 8. It depends on what you guys do. You know, that's totally up to you. But I just do them every 8, so that way I know at least I put them down. Okay, what comes after the pink? Ooh, let's get the blue in there. Because there's only 5 of these type flowers. So we got that going for me. You know, it's funny how over there they were just planted, but I'm sure. See, I have them, they don't water automatically. It just does what it does. Oh, crap. I didn't get. Okay, so I didn't get gas. Okay, so I did this one, not the limelight. Oh, yeah. You know, and the thing is, limelight is usually a general one that they ask for. It's kind of, I don't see the other type of these flowers going on for quests. Um, but I do know that limelight's a requested one a lot. And it's springtime. And my chamomile should be ready. Oh, no, you don't. Okay, now, I think this is the only one left. Because I already did purple. So, so now we got to do these. And like, you know, like, because there's 400 in each row, so I kind of figure you should you should be able to do well, at least on my farm. Because see, I can't go by everybody's farm how they, you know, especially with the garage. But see, I already did the garage thing with these guys, and I have it up. You know, it's capped out. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. See, you know what I kind of got not lazy, but you know what I did? I did my corn to P5. Oh, now it's more than that, isn't it? Let me see. But I had a lot of help. Um, nope, I'm sorry. It is P5. It's going to be P6 pretty soon, hopefully. But I got my corn to P5. I'm trying to think what else I put down besides no. Well, how many donkeys you got? Because it's not going to show me here. Because I don't think no. No, there's the rye. Good old rye. Barley. See, I'm kind of sort of working on the strawberry red corn and where's the other corn thingy? There's the strawberry. Okay, here it is. It's June and corn because it's always asking. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of donkeys. Wow. Well, I'm not adding that many chickens, that's for sure. I ain't doing that. Nope, not gonna happen. Nope. Okay. Okay, now I'm down to these guys I've completely finished. Um, how many of these do I have? Of these funny looking things? 2? No, there's more than I was going to say. Oh, crap. There's a lot of them, huh? So I'm going to do the saffron crocus, but then again, what came with the 1, 2, see, now I'm going to be 3, 4. I remember we only had 4 of those. So I'm going to stick with doing these guys, the Venus flytraps. Well, you see, the method to my madness is, I really want to do it just for giggles and laughs, and you know what? It would be kind of interesting. Make a complete road going all the way around, right? And don't even open the walls. Because you know, I remember a long, long time ago, I remember telling you guys this. I went to this girl's farm, and all she had was cows. I mean, wall-to-wall cows. And then she did have some feeders. See, now I have to go all the way over here just to get gas. That's okay. But, you know, it was like, you know, obviously it was when we first started playing. But she did. On one of her farms, she had all cows, different ones, too. And I said, I noticed she moved, and I said, and she says, well, you know, and then she said, which I understood where she was coming from, I guess, with well over 5,000 cows. I mean, she goes, well, yes, but it's kind of hard to keep up with the cheese machines, you know? But at least she was leveling them up. She had over 5,000 cows. I was like, wow. Yep. Yep. I was like, oh my goodness. But then that's when she said she couldn't keep up. She couldn't keep up with the machines. That's what it was. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. But she did. She had all those cows. Pretty smart. That's what my friend did on Farm Together 1. He basically like would have one little area that he was taking the animals. I have those and those. And then these. I love the Venus ones. Oh, and the purples. But basically what he did was he would have like, oh gosh, like maybe 200 to 300, and he'd have them all just, you know, in like a little fenced off, but you could still go in there and harvest them and everything else. But I knew because he had his animals all in the same area, but I also knew that that was the area where he had the same animals, and he would change them every so often when that particular animal he was doing, when it was, you know, leveled up as high as it could go, he would change it around, add another new animal. You know, and it made sense. That's how he was leveling up his animals. Making sure. Okay, so this is the last of the last. No, I tell you right now, the only machines that you see here, obviously on this farm, are my canning ones because of the fish farm. But on my main farm, the only thing I have there is all my machines. I kind of find it like, unless you have workers on them, I don't know. But I kind of like to have them all in one farm. Okay, because number one, it takes up space, but here's the thing. When you have multiple farms open, it's going to take up additional space and things like that. And unless you have workers on them, yeah, put them on there. But if you don't, then I wouldn't do it. Nope. Nope. You know, because it just, to me, it's a lot easier to take care of. It's a lot easier, seriously, to take care of them than it is to, you know, have them all over the place. It really is. So, yeah, on my first farm, all my machines are right there. If I want to add more, I can do that. I knew it. I knew it. I screwed up. See what happens when I screw up? Oh, I know how to do this. You go all the way up here. No, really, I mean, it's kind of like, your preference, but it's like, unless you have workers on them, sure. But then again, it's all about, what what you're supplying them with. So, I mean, obviously, if you look at my inventory, right? I mean, right now, those machines that I have here on this farm are level ones, but they're handling a lot of fish. Um, but it just you kind of look and see. It's like what are you having a lot of? And I know you've been on my farm, so you will definitely see a lot of apples and pears and lemons. Why? Because I have workers on all of those main ones that we use. But still, I don't move those apples. I don't move those jam machines or the juice ones. I keep them there. Yeah, see, so that's why, like I said, I keep my machines on one farm, so that way I know, what I'm getting, and that's why I do it. But I just don't like the idea of, having to go all that way just to do more machines on another farm or another farm. I'm trying to minimize what I'm doing. I really am, because like I said, these machines over here, they're level probably one or two, maybe three at the most. Um, don't ask me why I deleted them, but I did. Let me just double check. I'm pretty sure these are low level ones. Yeah, they are. Okay, yeah. So, and I know that these ones are too, because these are new. Because I removed them, and then of course I put new ones down. But now, if I go, oops, if I go to, let me see, Farm 2, yeah, Farm 2 has low level ones. My main farm, okay, here we go. Okay, Farm 1, okay, I know that they're definitely level 100. Um, Let me go up here, because I know that's where they're hiding. Now see, these are all level 100s for fish, you know? Um, so that's why I keep them here. Because I make sure I do these on a daily basis, and they're getting done on a daily basis. At least the ones on my first farm, they're getting done. And if I went to go use, let's say, my favor and everything else, obviously, you get more from them. And and the thing is, because it really depends on what farm and obviously, see, you where my farm is for here for the lettuce, right? So I basically, most of the time, I have to spend my time on this first farm, because if people are coming here for favor, and by the way, when the event starts, guess what? So that's the biggest reason why I have more machines on all my machines on my first farm. It's because I spend more time on my first farm than I do on the other ones. When I go to my other farms, I don't have to worry about those machines. All I have to worry about is the crops and the trees or whatever I've got there. Um, like, see, apples, see like that? See, they're all level 100, and all of them, every one of these machines, with the exception of these, are level 100. So there's that. And but again, it depends on where you're going to spend most of your time. And if you leave your farm open to the public, which obviously I do. So whereas I leave them open to the public, oh, absolutely, I will be here on my first farm, and the very first things I do the next day when I log on, or when I go back to my farm, is I come right here and I fill up the machines. Sometimes people do, which is nice. Sometimes they don't, which, you know what? I get it. Don't worry about it. But but I get them done, and I know they're right here, and there is that. But this place is a mess. It looks like who did it and ran out. I feel like my farm over here, like with all these machines, look like a junk shop. But I'm gonna be getting to that, later. Because what's gonna happen is, and what I plan on doing is, you see this section right here. Okay, so and this is why too. And if you see like here, I have 700 and no, yeah, 500. Excuse me, 575 spice trees here, 575 here. Okay, so that is the biggest reason why, because they're both level 10s. I have the two workers on them, and so there's that. Then obviously I have my pears, my lemons, and my apples, and then again the little other ones here for the berry trees. So that's why a lot of times when you see it full, yeah, yeah, if you just let it sit there and they're doing their thing. Because, the other thing is I come back and I'm like, oh, Jesus, I got to feed, I've got to pay them. So, but I mean, that's the only reason. It made sense to me to do it this way. Um, yeah. We'll see, now here, whoops, here, and like you're saying, fast growing, right? Okay, so now I'm going to go to my farm too and show you this. Because, for the obvious reason, there is nothing technically for me to harvest when I'm on that first farm. Technically, there's like nothing there. Yeah. Oh no, if you see my workers not working, you can pay them. I'll let you. You know that. You know that. And even so, and I'm not kidding you when I say that, when you look at the overage, I think the only ones that I leave the tomatoes alone and the grapes, but something, the berries, yeah, well, yeah, the lettuce would make sense. The berries, I hit it one time and I'm good because berries do get overloaded. The spice, well, that gets overloaded. Um, right now, the machines, I haven't touched them yet with the apple, pear, and lemon, so I'm good. Pineapple, oh my god, and melons. I just want to say they're melons, but you've seen it where what gets overloaded and what does not, and so yeah, when I leave them overnight, oh man, and see, um, what I did was like see this area right here. These are all the new fish that we have, and I have one worker taking care of them. That's all I have. And see, um, I eliminated um, every pineapple tree there was to find in this, over here. So now what I'm going to end up doing is moving these up over here, moving them that way. So that way some of this down here will be gone or just have more space. But because when you have one worker up there, that one worker is going to be doing four, because that's how I have it set up. It's 286 trees, but you're going to have one worker do the 575 trees. So, and it doesn't matter. And here's the thing too, when you see like the three lettuce trees, and then you see this, the confetti tree, that's because there's only three lettuce, and I put one confetti down in there. Same thing with these trees right here. I put the cherry tree up here with them, because if there's three of something, meaning um, like see, there's three of these, right? So what I slipped in was like one of these. I mean, um, whereas there was three of these, I put one of those right next to it. you know. But I mean, I didn't realize, I did not realize that we had so many pineapple trees until the other day. And I was like, oh, no, 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 no. Nope, I'm done. and then, and then obviously there's my animals, but I managed to make it, and I didn't even realize until it just worked itself out. Like these are all the event animals that you were getting. So all the way down here are all your normal animals. I'm sure you have more because you have a lot of donkeys. But this is my basic farm. I mean, farm stuff, and it's got the corn. Oh yeah, yeah, they are. So that's why I'm like, that's why I put all the pineapples in one spot. I mean, why not? But now, see, I'll show you what I do with my corn. If there was a quest for, let's say, the Junin corn, I have it listed here, strawberry, and there's always a quest for rye. So I put all of these here. So, like, if I have to go over here, for example, and let's say, I don't know which one it's going to give me, but now I have the option to do Junin corn on the entire field of corn, you know? But being that you have so much, so much corn, I mean, yeah. But here I have 735 corn. I probably could have went a little bit more than that, but the animals, let me see, what did I do here? Okay, I have 144 of everything. Why do I have so, I know why I have so many chickens. I keep forgetting they're way over in East Overshoe. So, but I mean, that's what I had. I probably could have stretched it to 200, but I didn't really want to because they do fine. They do fine for me, and I don't believe, let me just double check. I don't think I opened that wall. I don't think I did. No, because on my third farm, there's walls that I did not open, and I don't plan on it right now because I'm not exactly sure what I want to put there. But I'm pretty sure I might have. I don't know. I don't. I'm trying to tell because it's dark out. Come on. Okay, so this wall is blocked off. So from here up, this wall is blocked off, but obviously this here is open. I mean, it's blocked up, but there's no extra room to go over. And here, this is going to be open too. But see, it's kind of like when you open up these things, it's like, well, I certainly didn't have a plan. And see, I had this all opened. So, it helped out a lot. But again, this is my second farm, so I'm not exactly sure how I want to go with this. Except maybe because I want to try to eliminate some of those workers from there and then just kind of move them down and then go from there. But I have every single tree up. But yeah, and see, look at that. I have these available, and I ain't even gonna touch that. I ain't even going there. I'm happy with my three little farms. They work for me. But yeah, if you put machines all on one farm, I think that's the best way to go, unless for some unforsaken reason, just like with me, where I have the event farm and the lettuce and all that sort of thing. That's why I have them all there in one spot. But again, if you go putting them here, there, and everywhere, you might have it just gets confusing. Yeah, yeah, see, that's what I'm doing here, with the exception of my pineapple trees. But I mean, seriously, look at this is all pineapples. These are all pineapple trees. It's like, really? And the thing about these pineapple trees is I kind of thought at first, I really didn't pay attention for the simple fact that you don't realize how many pineapple trees you have. But and the way I got it set up is there's 2 rows, because this is, within their square, it's 575, right? So you can set up two, 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 two. You can set up four separate trees. And this guy, they both do the same trees. This guy and this guy, they both do the same trees. So that's how I'm able to do the 286. If you go below that, go below it. But you see, this guy, and it, like I said, these trees. Let me go to my apples. Not my apples. Jesus, sorry guys. Like, see, oh, well, I have 302s because I have my little, my little house. But see how there's like the banana trees? Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4 banana trees, right? And if you notice, it's 286 or 288. And the reason behind that is because you do have your worker there on that spot. So that's why. But other than that, you know, all my pineapple trees are officially put up on this farm. And I never have to go to any other farm just to find what I need. Yep. Yep. Nope, you're right. And see, on my main farm, being that gives, I mean, I have both these trees set at 10, you know, and I'm fine with getting 3, spice at a time. I'm fine with that because I'm still getting 1,500, or a little more than 1,500, but I'm still getting 1,500 spice per block with the 575. Or actually, see, I'm getting more than 1,500, but at least I'm getting that. And I know I told this to people the other day too, because if you look at your other trees, the spice trees, it's like these ones here are like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? These ones you'll get in the beginning, I totally get that. But once you start getting these 2 trees, they complement one another because they have all 4 seasons. None of these trees will complement each other because it's summer, 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 fall, in spring, summer. Where's the winter one? There isn't any. So that's why when I do these 2 trees, they complement each other. Yep. And I mean, and I know, guys, you especially early in the early stages of, when you're doing things, um, like when we first started out, all we had was these little mulberry trees, okay? But then, as we progressed and we got better trees, you know, um, I will tell you this, and you see this tree here? You want to get this tree to at least level 80, I believe it was. 60 to 80 is one or the other. And I would highly recommend, because it is one season. I mean, yeah, you could put a worker on it, but I wouldn't waste my time unless, you're that forgetful like me. Um, if you can get away with putting down at least 300 of these trees, or maybe 400 max, every fall, go over there and harvest them because it will help you open up the rest of these cherry trees. Okay? And the ones that I use the most, oh, and don't use this tree. I mean, black pearl cherry tree is the slowest. Slowest. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. Well, maybe because I keep the plum tree so I don't do that. Wow. I probably had it already leveled up and didn't even realize it. But now see this black pearl cherry? Don't waste your breath. You see it's level 88? It is slow as molasses and don't do anything for me. So anyways, um but here you've got your Rainier cherry tree, which I love, and I put that with because that's spring summer. So we need winter fall. Yep, no spring summer. So I need fall winter. Okay, you can go use the red currant. Yeah, yeah, it's the red currant. So basically, what I did was I had this tree and this tree together because I don't think. Okay, yeah, so this one's spring, winter, and I think it was the blueberries. Yep. Okay, so the black mulberry was a good tree now because it is spring, winter, and then you go on over here and you see summer, fall, which is what you need, but they complement each other when you put a worker on them or not. You know that they'll be available. These two, unfortunately, are both the same season. You know, so when you're doing your apples or whatever like that, any of your trees, try to get them so they're complementing one another during the season. That's what I've been doing. Um, I don't know about my flowers though; they don't complement each other. Yeah, yeah. I mean, guys, if you suffered through the bunny Easter bunny thing when we first started playing, you'd understand where we're coming from. I'm just saying, you'd completely understand. You'd be going, oh yeah, I remember, I remember. Yeah, yeah. It's funny because I started doing that with those two trees, and I never bothered with the pine tree, never. Um, until what it came out with the pistachios, and I said, oh, well that'll work. Yeah, I can do that. That's doable. Yeah. Okay, so now I have one, two, three. Okay, so I have one. Okay, so what? I want to make sure I don't skip a flower because I don't want to do that. Okay, maybe China pink is always. Uh, this I think there's more of those crocus than there are these, so I'm gonna go with the tulip. You know something? Yes. Hold on a minute. Yeah, there is because I did the same thing with my lemons trees too. And now, especially with you because you knew apples. Okay, so what I did was, you got your pear tree, right? Which is missing winter. So I mean, you could do these, but I did the pear. Now this is optional because, like I said, it's missing winter. This one here's got winter. Okay, if you get what I'm saying. So, and plus, it's there. So I remember doing the pears and plums. And I think the quince tree was something that came along later. But if you look, this one's spring, fall, winter. The next one here is spring, fall, winter. So you have an either or. But I'll tell you, see, I don't care what it yields me. I mean, because a lot of people, well, it yields you 10,000 and this one. You know what? I don't care about the gold. All I care about is which tree complements which tree as far as seasons. I want it that way. So now you have these two trees that are both the same. These trees are terrible. These trees are really terrible when it comes to um like I thought, oh, these are the new trees. Oh, they're not fast at leveling up at all. Um but here, so there was that with your pears. I just, I did your pear with this one. And I did this one here because it was missing a spring, excuse me, summer. I didn't do this one. No, wait a minute. No, let me see. Maybe. No. I mean, you could do Purple Heart. You see what I'm saying? Because it's got spring, summer. Um, and don't kill yourself doing these trees right here. These are horrible. This lime tree, it's terrible. Even though it's one season, it's terrible. Um, with your lemons, okay, so you got spring, summer. Okay. So over here, I always get these two screwed up. Okay. So with your lemon, you got spring, summer, And you go down here, you got your tangerine. You got your fall and winter. They work very well together, you know. Um, if you further that, because I do have them set up on the other farm this way, it's like I call these my good ones. These are the good ones. Um, like see the Utes tree, it's spring, winter. But see, some of these are just oops, some of these are just, horrible. Some of these are really horrible. Yeah. Now, obviously, we've got one, two, and three. I got to tell you something that I saw her do the other day when I was planting something. I'm like, oh, I did not know you could. So I said, okay. It was an interesting little thing that it did because I had to plant something for a quest. And rather than go back to farm one to plant 440 of them, which by the way I did have, um, but I thought, oh, and people might see this, but don't get confused because there are only specific spices and herbs that you can plant all year round. But you have to be aware you will not be able to harvest them all year round because each one of those herbs and spices that were chosen under that category, well, you can only harvest them when they're technically ready. So you got to kind of be aware of that. But I mean, there's your golden apple. So I mean, uh, I didn't really have a hard choice choosing. Like, there's this apple tree, there's the cyber one. Obviously, I chose these two. Um, but this one here is spring, winter, right? Let me see something. That's it, right? Oh, no, no. Let me see. See, I know for a fact that the Royal Gala, because every time I try to not put it down, the Royal Gala and the Granny Smith trees, they always have quests for those, just to kind of give you a heads up. Like, because I got lazy and I said, I don't want to put a lot of those down. But you know what? I found out the hard way. You want to, with those two particular ones. And then, oh, see, and here, see again, like he was saying, the pine trees, um, they're, your pine tree is fall, winter, and then this one here is spring, summer, which the two of them accent, they complement one another. Okay? And you don't have a lot of peanut trees, so, you're good. But it's always good to kind of bear those in mind, the pistachio and the pine tree. See, these ones here, they don't really give you a whole lot. So there's that. I actually thought that the black walnut would have been a good tree to, just to kind of, but it's slow to level up. It is. So I ended up doing these two together, you know, and I thought about this afterwards. Um, I put the brown turkey fig tree up with, the other peanut trees because then I thought, oh, those are peanut trees. No, they're not. Of course they're not. They're melons. Who knew, right? But that's okay. They give me what I want. I don't need to level them up any more than they're leveled up in, and that's that. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I kind of got around that because those are the only two melon trees. So therefore, it left me with 1, 2, 3, 4 peanut trees. So like if you come to my farm and you see this tree and this tree and that one, if you see them like that, I did that on purpose because they accent one another, but I also have these four that don't do anything to each other except they're peanuts and they're good. And of course, the story of the pineapple. Oh my God. So there's all of that fun, lovely stuff that we just do. Oh God. Now what was I doing? Crocus? Who was I doing? Wait a minute. Did I finish? No. Oh, no, no, no. I said I'm going to start with one of them, but I can't remember which one it was now. Oh, wait. Yes, I do. God, this is such a brain. This really hurts my brain to think. Actually, I have a brain. I didn't know that. Okay, so now I'm going to do China Pink, which I know is a pretty standard flower that they uh, put up for request. See, I try to get all of these from memory now, which ones are requested more than others, but it doesn't really, really matter. Just put your flowers down and have a wonderful day. See, I think I'm more of the conservative um, farmer than others that put a lot of flowers down, a lot of fish down, and a lot of that down. And I'm sure because I have seen it, but you know, now that people got all that extra space, you know, there's that, you know. But you know what's going to happen is when they run out of space, then they're going to want more space, which means they should just get an extra farm and be done with it. That's how I look at it. Okay, so now see, I'm not gonna I'm gonna try, but it's not gonna always work out my way. Um, I want to see because I will get to those, but I want to put these here. Like I said, it's not gonna matter. It's just a matter of putting them down. And I know all you poinsettia fans are just waiting for me to put them poinsettias down so you can all go, oh, come on, put some more down, put some more down. Ain't gonna happen. And there is one, it's sort of a, oh crap, what do you get from those? Now I forget. Oh, there's two. So there's two and two. Let me see, what is that flower? What do you get from that flower? I forget now. Oh, confetti. Okay. It's a poinsettia, but you only get confetti. I think before it used to give us something like daisies or something like that. But anyways, let me get to the where am I? Who am I? Okay, so we did this one. We did not. Okay, we got purple ones. So let's do the purple ones. Do you know, I went to my original farm. Oh, it was really sad. But I'm not going to delete it because that original farm I started when I first started playing this game. So, and actually it was when the game first came out. So no, I am not going to. I'm not going to remove that. I'm not going to remove that farm no matter what. I'll figure out what to do with it, but I'm never going to delete it. You know, I know a lot of people probably deleted theirs, but I'm not going to do that to mine. I'm going to just let it alone. You know, just like Larry's farm. I'm never going to delete that farm. I'll just keep working on it, and you know, and at least I know that I have the event farm open up for people, and it'll work out. Wait a minute, am I on the? Yes, I am. Okay. Okay, so now I'm here on the Whoosies. And then I want to get, this is the one flower that I always miss. I keep, I keep thinking, and there is, because there is one after this. The blue diamond ones are also another one that's quested a lot. You know, I mean, I never, like, keep count of how many they want. You know, believe it or not, the other day, I had a quest for those horses, the painted ones, or whatever they're called. And and I really wanted to delete it, but it was lucky I had some horses left over and it was low amount. Right after I finished that horse quest, I think, I did another new one. That was fine. That works for me. And don't you know it asked me for the same horses again? I was like, no, 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 no. Okay, so I did do them all. Okay, I want to make sure I'm not skipping any. Um, but I just couldn't believe it. I'm like, hello, I just did those, and you want me to do them again? No, no, no. But luckily, I had some remaining over because, obviously the horses are 2 days. I was like, no, 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 no. But I think it wanted like 30 or something horses. So luckily, I didn't do the remaining ones over. So luckily, I had that many left over, to cover the quest. But I'll tell you something, I would have abandoned it because it just would have been pointless. It would have been totally pointless for me to do those horses again and wait 2 days. No. Because, when I go into town and I pick up quests, and it helps me collect ribbons, I can get them done like, within a couple of days. Or I actually within a day. I'm sorry. I can get two out of it in 2 days in a couple of days. So I try to get done what needs to get done and redo them again. If there's like because you can get up to four, you get a lot of ribbons for it, and also lots of XP. That's another thing. So I try to get as many done as I can in that one day. Except when you get the horses or something like that, then it's like, oh man, because So anytime I get a quest with peanut butter, I abandon it. I abandon it because I refuse to have peanut machines on my farms. You'll never see them here. Okay, so no, 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 stupid. Oh man, that's what I get for using the generic controller. I don't even know who makes that controller. But it was cheap. I don't even think. No. This is one of those ones that you don't need batteries for. You just plug and play. And that's what I do. Plug and play. Yeah, see? I just go the cheap way. So, okay. Okay. So, yeah. And the thing is, and I'm not putting people down for buying them. It's just like my brother bought me that other controller, which was really sweet. But I was kind of like like um how you can customize your own controller and yada yada yada. Well, here's the thing. So let's say you have that customized controller and it's craps the bed within 6 months. Then what? You got to go customize another one. Yep, that's what mine is wired. No batteries, no nothing. It does the same thing. Yeah. I try to spend as little money as I possibly can on controllers. Actually, this doesn't look too bad because I did 207. I think I know I had less than 207. But I mean, I have the long cord and it works. I could probably go with a shorter one because this one here is plugged into my computer. Let me see. Is it gonna go? Nope. I always like putting flowers on, can't you tell? I do. I hate putting flowers on. Oh my goodness. This is my least favorite thing to do on a farm is to put flowers down. I'll do anything but flowers. I mean, I'll do them because, you're my friend. But I just don't like doing them. Period. Sorry, guys. You know, even though I did one farm half of poinsettias, I hated it. I dreaded the thought of putting it down. And believe you me, I would invite people. I said, "Hey, you want to have at those flowers? You can do them all day long." Cause yeah, that's my weakness. I don't like doing flowers. I don't. And I mean, yes, I know it gives you the XP and all this that, but I'm not a big fan of doing flowers. I never was. So there's that. Okay, so now we got that crocus down. Let's find another crocus. Okay, let's see. We got that crocus. Yeah. You know, I don't know, but it's like when I did the fish putting those down, those were easy. When I did when I do the flowers, it's like, oh man, I gotta do the flowers. But once I'm done with these flowers, guess what? I'm done with the flowers. And then I all I have to do is worry about coming back every now and then over here. See, that is the thing. The only reason, you know, like I was saying with the machines, the only reason why I come back here is like if there's quested flowers I gotta do, I'll come back. If there's quested fish, which they do their own, I'll come back. The farmers do the trees, not a problem. But see, that's why the only two machines that are machines that I have here are my canneries. That's it. I won't because I just don't see the point unless people like doing that. But if I'm on my first farm in that little area that I put up, if I want to add more machines, I can. And I can have that little area set up specifically for machines, and I don't have to worry about it. You know, all I have to do is just, get a little bit of favor, go around doing them, and that's it. Or other people can do them. I don't mind. Snow bunting crocus. Snow bunting. Okay, so snow bunting. We have. Oh, I think it will be. I mean, yeah. Are you gonna put And the thing is, I don't know how many fish or how the direction you're gonna put them in, but I only have the two workers on there, so it's like it's as to how many, and I'm very thankful. Oh, I will show you this because I put the original 9 down that we got, right? But what I did was here on this farm, I put 10 of the low level fish because it's 10, 15, and 11, and that's what I did. Did I screw up again? Please tell me I didn't. Okay, I don't think I did. No, no. It just seems like a longer. Oh, oh God. I did. I screwed up. I know I did. Yep, I did. Because I promise you, there is more than 207. That's what I thought. Yep. See. And I'm going to go. Why did I miss that one? Is it the white flower? Eh? Yep, I see it. Okay. Oh, shoot. Okay, so Siberian. Yeah, wow. Wait a minute. Oh, well, why is snow bunting, right? This doesn't make any sense. Siberian croc. Oh, I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Well, now I understand why. Hey, good afternoon, Blaze. How you doing? Let me see something. Ugh, I have to put these stupid things down again. I didn't pick it up. Okay. Orange. Oh, well, that's nice. She just got off of work. I'm doing my least favorite job. Putting flowers down. Well, I'm putting flowers down for myself. I hate doing flowers. But again, if I have to do them for somebody else, I do them. It's not a big deal. It keeps me in practice. Now, see, these are... Okay, the poppies. Actually, I want to put the poppies... Yeah. On the bottom. See, when it gets dark out, I have to, like, make sure that I don't go down too far. I could have put a divider there just to know when to stop, but I didn't do that. I think I will put a divider in between the flowers just so it looks nice. Okay, now go back and do the red ones. There we go. Looks a lot better. It almost looks like that house in the middle is in the center, but I'm sure it's not. But at least I'm getting my flowers organized again. I just hope they don't come up with a new flower, you know what I mean? So it's like, oh gosh, we're gonna stick it where? Okay. But wouldn't you like to have like a little fish tank in your house? That's what I would like to see, a little fish tank. You know what I'm saying? A little fish tank in the house. I mean, we got everything else, sort of. But I think I'd like to see like a little, fish tank in there. I mean, if they could put a little TV screen in there, right? No, 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 no. Yeah, you know what? 10 more flower varieties other than poinsettias. Give us like a brand spanking new flower. That would be nice. I'll take brand new flower. And I will never say we don't have enough gnomes because no, I will never say we there's never enough gnomes, so yeah, see? That's what I'm saying. You know, because Mr. Bop, he probably looks at them fish and he probably wants to stick his paw in there and swish them around a little bit. You know. I know Shotgun would for sure. I have a little video of Shotgun actually when we got a fish tank and he went right inside it. Right inside the fish tank, no hesitation. And he's just laying there, you know, enjoying himself in the fish tank. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah. Yep. So I said, looked at him, I goes, all right, Shotgun, what are you now, a catfish? Because he was. He just laid right in that fish tank. Like, ooh, this must be my new little cat house. I got windows all around. But I got him with in the video with him being in the fish tank. And he was just enjoying himself. Oh, I think this is a... Yes, it is. That's the one I miss all the time, is the great puppies. Yeah, see? That's what I'm saying. He just... Because at the reason why it was we had to get these fish tanks. I had one available, but there was these. Unfortunately, we were taking care of these apartments and stuff like that, and unfortunately, one of the tenants. Really, I don't know what happened to him. He might have passed away. Who knows? But he literally left the whole apartment with furniture, food, and his animals. Um, So obviously we had to go over there and get his animals out and get them out and stuff like that. And there was a oh God, a gecko and a bearded dragon thing. Thank God the spiders died. I mean, yeah, he had spiders and one couple of things. He had a huge snake. That poor thing had died, unfortunately. But I mean, it was just actually he had two snakes. One was a big snake, the other one was a little teeny one. Both of those died because by the time we got over there, the one that was the big snake, the only thing I could do is you could see him there molting. So, and he was coming out of it and everything. So I figured I'd, get a mouse, and I did. I got a mouse. It was frozen. And the guy from the pet store said, all you have to do is just go heat him up. I'm like, yeah, okay. And I did, but unfortunately that snake, he died. He didn't quite make it, which, kind of sad. And but then the spiders, I don't know, they just died. But oh yeah, when Shotgun saw that little gecko in there and every oh, and he went right inside the bearded dragon's cage. He didn't think twice about that. He went right in the cage because it was like this little, the little cover to open and close. You know, um, so Shotgun figured out how to open it, and he went inside, and he didn't hurt them or even the little gecko. He just wanted to watch them. He says, "No, I just want to see them. I just want to see them, Mummy. Just let me take a peek." Oh, thank God, I'm down to almost my last flowers. Beta, wow. Shrimp. Wow, you have shrimp in there? Wow, you should take a picture. I want to see that. That'd be interesting to see the shrimp. Okay, so I've never seen shrimp in a fish tank. I should show you guys a picture I had. Let me see. Not. I think it was no. They gave it like almost like a dragon fish, because he has these scales on his back. Oh, he was a big, huge, lovely fish. Um, the thing about that is, which I discovered later on, um, he was like a top water fish. Okay, he never really went to the bottom, so he wouldn't bother with the fish on the bottom of the tank. So I ended up buying, which was a really dumb thing on my part. But no one said nothing. Okay, so I already did those. You know what? I'm gonna put the marble poinsettias here for now. Yeah. But what happened was, I bought some eels, like eelfish, and basically what eelfish do is they burrow into the gravel, into the ground, and he never bothered them. Well, one morning I looked over and I noticed that my little dragonfish was a little fat on one side. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, no, he did not. You know, because the eels would always go under the gravel. Okay? So, and they're on the bottom, obviously, and he's up on the top. He doesn't bother with so called bottom fish, right? Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, he definitely got himself a late night Scooby snack. Yep. But I gotta tell you, I did love that fish, even though he did eat the other fish. And then he managed to get the other eel too. He got him, and before I could transfer it, he got it. But I wasn't mad. I still loved my little fish. I did. I loved him. He was the best, because he was just so cool. Um, I think he was called a dragonfish because, I mean, like I said, up on his back, he had these like little, humps, and but he was an awesome, awesome fish. And from what I was reading, they get pretty big as a tank. They'll get that big. So, and basically all I had to feed him was crickets. But he wanted that late night eel snack. But it was kind of funny in a way, because I'm looking at him. I'm like, why does he have that bump on the side? And it wasn't no little bump; it was a big bump. And I'm like, oh God, he did not. He so did not do that. Oh yes, he did. Yep. And then I think, and it was a beautiful fish too. I had one that was called the butterfly fish. Um, he was a beautiful little fish. Unfortunately, he passed away. He died. Okay, so I got those. And yay! You notice my poinsettias are prestige to 3. Let me see. So these are the only ones I have left to do, right? Are these? Is pink and gold. Okay, I'll do pink. I'll do a straight row of pink, and I'll do a straight row of gold. And then I'm done with my flowers. Yeah. You know, it's amazing. On my event farm, the when I before I swatched, got rid of it. Do you know that I had some poinsettias up in the top, a good amount of them? Do you know that hardly anyone went up there to harvest them? And I even laid them out. Oh, guess what I just did? We won't talk about that. We just got to go over here somewhere and get some gas. Yeah, baby. But no, I did. I thought it was the funniest thing that here I was, um, you know, doing that with my fish. So I said, oh yeah. I never did fish after that. Never did. Never did. Learned my lesson. Until someone said, hey, you want a frog? No, I'm good. But there was a special kind of frog that, they go in the water and stuff like that. They're cute, but, you know. So I will water these. Not a problem. But yeah, when I had poinsettias up during the event, nobody touched them. Nobody. I mean, and I had a good amount. Nobody touched them. Why? I don't know. Okay, so go back to pink. And if you go and prestige your poinsettias, it can be very expensive. So be aware of that. Everything's expensive, I should tell you. And finally, where is it? There it is, the last row for flowers. So not bad. And see, this is what I'm saying. If I'm waiting, for them to do whatever quest that they need to do for my pineapples or flowers or whatever, I can just come here and do that. Same thing with the fish. Yeah, I try to harvest what I can. Yep, I have my gold rush up to, what, 8? Taking forever because, well, I don't, obviously, you don't harvest these ones every day. They're every couple days. Same thing with poinsettias, 2 days. So I got 414. Yay. Um, does it quest it? Yeah, see, the difference is 2 days and 12 hours. Where's the pink one? 2 days and 6. Okay, and these are 28, it shows you what you get, but when you water them, I mean, there's only 10 points difference between the two. That's all there is, 10 points. Um, let's see. Okay. But at least I have umpteen rows of one, two. I got 4. But I know that they're probably going to give us more stuff though for the farm together thing too. I'm sure they're probably working on that. I can't wait to see how because there'll be the fluffy one, and we have more stuff that's coming from the fluffy event. And then, so there'll be an event like, I guess, what is it, every 2 weeks roughly, give or take a few, which isn't half bad. I just hope that with the fluffy event, I just hope that there's no more no surprises as far as, planting something. Yay, that worked out perfect. Uh, so now I have red and blue and red, blue. Uh-oh, wait a minute. I think I missed one. You know that? Yes, I did. Yep, I missed one poinsettia flower. Yep, I know exactly which one it is. How the heck did I miss that one? Oh, wait a minute, there it is, I think. Maybe, I'll check. I thought I missed one. Oh, I see. No, that's the one I thought I missed, but I didn't. So, I pretty much got them all down to a science. And now it's summertime. Ooh, see that? 41,000 XP for whatever that was. But that was doing those special quests when you go into town. So like I said, I make sure I do them because, you do get decent XP on them. You do. And I try to get as many of those done as I can. So, yellow gold. Okay. See. All I have to do now is just check on my chamomile, and that's it. You see what I was talking about with the pineapple? It's full. And, obviously, it's not going to take very much because of all the different seasons that's over there. So I just thought it would be a smart thing to do to just kind of like throw them over there. And the only time you're going to really need those pineapples is for the animals that eat them, and that's it. You're not going to need them for anything else. You can't get them full? Really? Huh. Yeah, mine's do. I'll check your farm. But did I get a chance to put your trees down yet? I don't think I put the trees down yet. Okay, so that might be why they're not full. Because I'm not kidding you. Mine, as you can see, always gets full. But you see what I did? We have all those pineapple trees. I mean, if you look at your menu, like what you have, we have all those pineapple trees. So basically, what I did was, um, I put all the pineapple ones, apple ones, or apple ones, banana ones. I put them all over here. Yeah, because in the game, we don't really use the pineapple as much unless it's for an event. So And I figure this farm here, it only has like my two workers on my fish, and then the other workers will be on the the pineapples because that's all they're going to be doing. Um, if I decide to put something else here, which I don't know what, but if I decide to put something here, then I still won't have any need for workers, because obviously I got my flowers here and I've got my fish over here, which, by the way, again, I don't have the new fish over here. For a change up, I put the newer fish on my other farm because I have my crops over there and stuff like that. But it does make sense too, Ace, when, you try to figure out, well, where do you want to place things, to make each farm, special for. Um, it's almost like saying, it's like, when I want to decorate something, I'm going to wait until the last minute when I'm done, when I say, okay, you know what? I'm kind of done on this farm. And then you just go ahead and decorate and put your trees or your houses wherever you want and stuff like that. That's how I do it. See, see, this is my favorite little place right here with my duckies and my little trees. See, this is my favorite little house right here. And I got this whole open space over here, which I have no clue what I want to do with, but I'll figure something out. But I just like it like that. Um, so now that I just watered so far, and I might, like I said, I might do it eventually to all of these flowers. But again, if I'm here and just sitting here, believe you me, it'll be a dead farm because not a lot of people want to do flowers. I mean, they are looking for XP, but then there are those that just, I don't know why. They just, you know. So here's my second farm, and I think I was waiting on something to be done. See, now I put all my new fish right here, and then my regular crops right there. I honestly haven't figured out what I want to do with. I'm going to finish this later on, when I'm not online, which I'll be taking care of that. And then, and I got this whole area over here, you know. So I don't know. Let me go back to my first farm. I mean, I can't ever see myself having three more farms open because I really would not know what to do. Um, see, this up here works for me because this one and the second farm do not have pineapples. The only thing it has is my little tea bags. Why isn't that ready yet? It should have been ready. Let me see what. Okay. Oh gosh, I just missed it. So there we go. But hey, guys, I want to put some prayers out there for you guys that need them or not need them. I'd like to do that. I don't know if I told you yesterday, my cousin did pass away in peace. Um, and I am sad about that, but I also know that he is no longer in pain. He doesn't have to suffer anymore. And it was kind of weird yesterday because when I talked to my cousin Tracy, and she was in the room with him, I did this, I said, tell Lance, and she put me on speakers. So I'm like, I love you, and I give you big hugs. I could hear him talking to me, which I was like, wow. But it was really nice. My brother, the same thing, because when he spoke to Tracy, and, she was in the same room with Lance, and my brother says, yeah, he was saying, I could hear him talking. I said, wow. But it was, it was just, when I, and actually that was when I was on the phone for her a long time. And then when she called me back later, and it wasn't that much longer afterwards, um, she let me know because she was telling me the good news that he was going to transfer to another hospital that was just dedicated to hospice. So, you know, so all they were waiting for was just the ambulance to come and pick him up. And but she said, "Oh no, his vitals is doing good," and things like that. And I was like, "Wow, that's great." She goes, "Yeah, it looks like he's trying to fight it and everything." But unfortunately, I got the call back soon thereafter, within the hour, that he had passed. And I was like, "Wow," and it just totally blew my mind. And I knew how she was feeling um because I said to her, I says, I said, well, I said, at least he's not suffering, and I said, you just need to take care of yourself and make sure that you're gonna be okay. And I said, she goes, I just feel completely numb. I said, yep, yep. And that's how I felt. I felt completely numb because it was like, it's that shock. And I'm sure a lot of you understand where I'm coming from, especially if it's, it could be a friend, family, loved one, or whatever. But it's just that initial feeling of numb and shock. It's like your brain's trying to take it all in, unfortunately. And then sometimes it hits you all at once, and sometimes it's not going to hit you all at once, because I know it didn't hit me all at once. I just couldn't believe what happened. You know, between my son and Larry, I just could not believe that. So, but I just basically let her know, if there's anything you need, let me know, and things like that. So, I'm hoping and praying that you know she will be okay through this, and eats her food. And I told her, well, make sure you eat, and because this can be a real tough time for you. So, and she understands, so, which is good. But the other thing I want to say too is I want to put some prayers out there for those caretakers, because they do deserve it. They do deserve prayer, because they do such a wonderful job for people, and they do, for actually for anybody, for people, their friends, their family, loved ones, or just someone that you take care of, whether it be in a facility or you go to their home. Um, it can be a tough thing to experience, um, because you're human, and so is that other person human, no matter who they are to you. But it's a tough job. It's kind of like, you really have to suck it up. I mean, I know that you sometimes, for even for myself, when I used to do that for work, um, I enjoyed doing that for people. Um, I mean, I remember having family members say, "I don't know how you do that." You know what? You just do it. I had that attitude of, they're human beings, and you just do what you got to do to take care of them and make them feel comfortable, and whatever it is, you keep their dignity and respect intact. They never lose it. So there's that. Um, when it comes to first responders, I don't ignore the fact that they do a wonderful job and things like that. But there are those that are caretakers as well, that take care of others. I mean, there were caretakers taking care of people that went home from the hospital with COVID, and some of them had caretakers. You know, um, that I do know. I mean, I've even known some young people that were like in their 20s and 30s that got hit with COVID, that were still sick. You know, but they were alive and they survived, but they still had medical problems when they got home. So they still needed the help. And that's where that caretaker part comes into play. So I do want to put those thoughts and prayers out to those people. I want to put them out to those people that you need prayer. You know what I mean? Like, you need it, but you don't want to say a prayer, or you just don't know how. And it's really simple to pray. And then, because it's kind of funny. My cousin says to me, "Don't say God bless me and bless my heart." I goes, "No, I'm going to say it." You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like I'm going to pray for you whether you want me to or not because you need it. And I know that a lot of other people they pray for others whether you need it or not. Um, Prayer is prayer. It's like forgiveness is forgiveness, and even so, and this was brought to my attention the other day when I caught my eye. Um, Forgiveness is a huge word, as we all know, and it depends on who you forgive. Okay, the thing is, sometimes things happen to you, and it's something might be devastating or not, but sometimes it's better to forgive. It really is, no matter what. I'm not telling you to because forgiveness is not meant to make you forget what happened to you or others. Forgiveness is forgiveness. It's like you forgive yourself and you forgive others. Okay, so in the scheme of things, we won't forget, but we will pray. And the thing is, I still pray for those people that I forgave, and I won't forget, but I'm not drinking the poison. I don't have that vengeance. I still pray for them. And whether they know it or not, I still pray for them because that's what I do. And I know a lot of other people do the same thing, you know. So when I mention and say, it's okay to forgive somebody, but I know that you'll never forget. And that's okay. So, it's forgive, don't forget, and then pray. Those are the three simple things that you got to do. You know, just and obviously let it go. So you've got those three things on your plate that you should do. I do it. I do it on a daily basis. Um, because my brother and I we can talk, and sometimes he brings things up that are not a touchy subject, but a subject that would probably make me get kind of angry or something. And I say, you know what, Jim, let it go. Just let it go. He goes, I know you're right. You're right. Yeah, because that forgiveness part, the forget part, no, we don't forget. We pray for them and you move on. Don't get stuck. Just move on. Just keep going forward. It's kind of the nature of the beast of things. You just move on. Just don't forget, move on. And that's it. Simple. I know you're going simple. Yeah, right. She's saying simple. Ah, but it is. It's trust me. It takes a little bit. It takes time, but it is what it is. There you go. And thank you guys for saying that prayer with me. I appreciate it. I'm just waiting for spring to come. Eventually, at some point. See, now these guys are doing the hard stuff. And now I've got to go back into town again. I'm not going to work on my farm anymore now today. Okay, so that looks good. This never looks good. See, so I'll go over here and trade it in for some more. Hopefully it'll be a little bit better now. Because I'm not kidding you, I had a choice between the pineapple or the melon. And so now I won't see a high rise amount of melons, of pineapples anymore. Because they're all in one place and I know where to go and get it done. But I do want to check on... see, now, I probably will. I'll take these. Oh, gosh. Let's hit the quest thing. And look at that. See that? Now, I had 207, so obviously, which means, yeah, I gotta go back. White mushrooms, I already did. I'm gonna unpin that because those are flowers, and I'm not gonna worry about that. Those I'll keep. Pine berries, I already have going. Poppies, I don't have. And by the way, poppies are a quick flower, so you should be able to get that easily. Local strawberry. Ah, we got the strawberry red corn. Australian brown. Oh, I do not have 340 Australian brown cows. I mean, goats. Oh my God. Jasper, lentil, Kent. Ooh, I do have curly parsley. Let's see which one I can get. Probably neither one of them, right? Oh, go up to number 2. Hurry up. I'm sitting here hoping that the thing doesn't change. What? Change it. Oh, good, 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 good. See, I'm ready for that. If it asks me for any herbs or anything like that over 500, I got it. It's like, I got you. But today it did ask me for 440, I think it was flat parsley or something. So I was like, but you know what? I planted it anyways. I didn't care. I didn't care. I planted it. Where am I? Oh, on this farm. And I think this isn't ready until spring. Yeah. Lentil is okay. Kent Margot. Oh, Kent Mango. That's pineapple. I'm dying to find out what shotgun knocked down now again. Look at that. Strawberry red corn, 500. Are they insane? Yeah. Okay. Well, anyways, folks, I need to see what my buddy Shotgun is doing because something he knocked over and I'll have to find out. And I want to go make some more coffee. And please, I don't know when you'll be available, but I'll probably I'm gonna make some time to go to that farm and not hopefully I can finish it up. But I can get to your farm today and get some stuff done for you. Okay, yeah, that's good. Cause I'll leave. Cause what I'll do is I'm gonna leave this farm open just for the lettuce. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Well, see, it's bad enough he goes into the cabinets, right? Opens and closes. Yeah, and the thing is, it's comical because it's those kind of cabinets that they just kind of close, especially if you only open them a little way. And that's what he does. He opens them up just enough, with his paw. He just kind of looks in and then he lets it close all by itself. You know, he is a character. He really is. Today, this morning, he wouldn't leave me alone. He kept hitting me, like trying to wake me up this morning. Like, I want my snacks. I want my food. It was early. Not to him. Like, hey, I want some food right now. And he doesn't do that all the time either. I was like, okay, Shotgun, you and I are going to have a talk. Yeah, he's like, sure, Mommy. We're going to have a talk, okay. And he does. He does such hilarious things. I'm going to go here for a moment and find out. I see. Those I don't need. Wait a minute. Where is the one that I got to do? Oh, okay. So, oh my gosh. Look at that. 500. We'll do it. Because, see, I got a huge field for that stuff. This is ready in 28 minutes. Well, guys, I got to run. Got to see what Mr. Shotgun's getting into. Go put myself some fresh coffee on. Um, but I do appreciate y'all being here you know, and my lurkers, my lovely lurkers, I love you dearly. I just want to let you all know that. Um, I do, like I said, I do appreciate and thank you so very much for being here. And I don't think I have any plans for tomorrow, but if I'm not around, it might have been that, yeah, I had some plans for Monday because Mondays usually sometimes is busy, but we'll see. But yes, I will pop on your farm, by the way, Blaze, so I'll be there for you to get that done. But anyways, guys, much love goes out to you. I want to say God bless you all for sure. And again, thank you so very much. And I hope you all have a blessed day. I love you guys. Take care.